In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to cross-post to your List Perfectly catalog from your other selling platforms. I'm going to show you eBay, Poshmark, Mercari, Grailed, and Citizen. These are our 5 main platforms, so that's what I can show you in this tutorial. But it is very similar on Etsy, Depop, any of the other platforms that you're cross-posting from. Which platforms does List Perfectly support, you ask? Why, they support Etsy, eBay, Depop, Facebook Marketplace, Grailed, Instagram, Citizen, Mercari, Poshmark, Vestiaire Collective, Shopify, and more platforms coming soon. On this page on listperfectly.com/platforms, they overview each platform, tell you a little bit about each one. When you first begin using List Perfectly, you're not going to have anything in your List Perfectly catalog. In fact, most users that start with List Perfectly already have hundreds of listings on other selling platforms. You want to move them into your List Perfectly category. Now, some folks just cross-post from eBay to Poshmark or from Mercari to Etsy, and that's acceptable. Honestly, there really is no right or wrong way to use List Perfectly, but there are ways to better use it to streamline your processes, to become more efficient at what you're doing, to do things more quickly. And when you have all of your items in a List Perfectly catalog, you're doing all of that. You're streamlining your processes. You're becoming more productive. You are becoming faster at everything you do. You have all of your inventory in one place. So now you're using List Perfectly as your inventory management tool. And then you can eventually start taking photos on your phone directly into List Perfectly templates, already creating listings that you can go to on your computer with all your photos there and ready for background removal. We're going to get into all of that in later tutorials. Today, I'm just going to show you how to move your stuff from other selling platforms to List Perfectly. I feel this is the most efficient way to use List Perfectly. But if your business isn't that large, you don't want to use it for your inventory management system, it's perfectly acceptable to just cross-post from one platform to the other. The first thing I want to show you, go to your List Perfectly icon, whether you're on Microsoft Edge or Google Chrome, and click that to come to your little menu here. On the bottom right, you're going to click Settings. Under General, you're going to make sure where it says Show Copied Status, that has a check mark in it, because that's going to show you what you've already copied to your List Perfectly catalog. A lot of new users get real excited and start copying items over to List Perfectly from their selling platforms and don't know about this step. And then they come into the List Perfectly Facebook group and they ask, how do I keep track? I have hundreds of listings. I don't know what I've moved yet. This is so overwhelming and such a difficult task. It's really not. Make sure that you check mark Show Copied Status, and anything that is in your List Perfectly catalog is going to have this copied button. Whether it started on eBay and was later copied to List Perfectly, or if it was started in List Perfectly and later copied over to eBay. If it's in your List Perfectly catalog on any of your platforms, it's going to show you this little copied symbol, and you're going to know that these items are already in your catalog. So again, this is what it looks like on eBay. Copied on Poshmark, Mercari. It's going to say copied over here above the promote. On Grailed, it says copied behind the little button. You can kind of see it. I don't particularly like the way this platform does it because this button is to copy the item. So if you see the teal button with the 2 arrows, that does not mean it's copied. Those are the buttons you push to copy the items to other platforms or to LP. So you want to look for the word copied. Copied, copied. Grailed, you kind of have to look for it. It's behind there. And on Kid Is In It, it says that at the bottom left of your listing, copied. On other platforms, it'll look very similar. So you're new to List Perfectly, and you want to start moving stuff over to your catalog. If you have the simple plan, you're going to have to do it one by one by clicking that teal button with the 2 arrows, choosing List Perfectly here at the top. It's the blue and teal check mark, and push copy. And it's going to copy it into your catalog. If you have the business or the pro plan, you can select them in bulk. So you click 10 or so items, List Perfectly, and you hit copy. It works the same on any platform. You can do it in bulk if you have business or pro plans. You just hit copy. It works this way in any of the platforms. Just find the start selecting up here to do bulk and hit stop when you're done. List Perfectly, or you can go one by one if you have the simple plan. But you can see it's very, very similar across all the platforms and very easy. And then once they're moved into your catalog, they're going to be here. This is what your main catalog looks like on List Perfectly. There's different ways to sort through it and use it. We're going to go over that in another tutorial later. That is how you cross post from your selling platforms to your List Perfectly catalog.